A married couple is celebrating their anniversary at the restaurant where they had their first date. About halfway through dinner, the husband asks his wife a question. "Honey, I was just wondering something," he said. "What's that, dear?" the wife wondered. "Well, we've been together for so long, and I'm wondering, how many different men you've been with." The wife is immediately reluctant to answer, not wanting to hurt her husband's feelings. "Oh, I don't know. You might get jealous and upset." No, the husband promised. "I won't get upset. Go ahead." "Okay, let's see." The wife begins to count on her fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She immediately stops. "And then there was you." The husband smiles when he realizes it isn't as bad as he thought it was. But he stops when he hears something. 7, 8, 9. A 5-year-old son, after reading the story of a king, says to his mom, "Son, Mom, I also want 3 wives. One will cook, one will sing, one will bathe me." "Mom, and which one will put you to sleep?" "Son, no, Mom, I will still sleep with you." Mom's eyes filled up with tears. "Mom, God bless you, son. But who will sleep with your 3 wives?" "Son, let them sleep with Daddy." Daddy's eyes filled up with tears. "God bless you, son." An engaged man asked his father for advice for a long and happy marriage. "Dad, you and Mom have been happily married for 28 years now. How do you do it?" "That's easy, son. When your mom and I first got married, we made a deal. She would make all the little decisions, and I would make all the big decisions." "Hey, that sounds like a good arrangement. But how do you decide what's a big decision, and what's a little decision?" "Oh, there haven't been any big decisions yet." Dracula wanted to know which of his bats was the best. So, he organized a little competition. The bat which would drink more blood in less time than others would be the winner. The first bat went and came back after 10 minutes. Its mouth was full of blood. Dracula was impressed. He asked, "Nice, how did you do it?" The bat said, "Do you see that tower? Behind it, there is a house. I went inside and drank the blood of all the family." Dracula said, "Very good." The second bat went and came back after 5 minutes. He too had blood on all his face. Dracula was shocked. "How did you do that?" The bat said, "Do you see that tower? Behind it, there is a hotel. I went inside and drank the blood of all the guests." Dracula said, "Fantastic." Now the third bat went and came back just after 1 minute. There was blood on his body. Dracula couldn't believe his eyes. "How did you do that?" The bat said, "Do you see that tower?" Dracula said, "Yes." And the bat said, "I didn't see it." On their anniversary night, the husband sat his wife down in the den with her favorite magazine, turned on the soft reading lamp, slipped off her shoes, patted and propped her feet, and announced that he was preparing dinner all by himself. How romantic, she thought. 2.5 hours later, she was still waiting for dinner to be served. She tiptoed to the kitchen and found it in a colossal mess. Her harried husband, removing something indescribable from the smoking oven, saw her in the doorway. "Almost ready," he vowed. "Sorry it took me so long, I had to refill the pepper shaker." "Why, honey, how long could that have taken you?" "More's an hour, I reckon. Wasn't easily staffing it through those dumb little holes." A blind man enters a bar and finds his way to a bar stool. After ordering a drink, and sitting there for a while, the blind guy yells to the bartender, "Hey, you want to hear a blonde joke?" The bar immediately becomes absolutely quiet. In a husky, deep voice, the woman next to him says, "Before you tell that joke, you should know something. The bartender is blonde, the bouncer is blonde, and I'm a 6 tall, 200-pound blonde with a black belt in karate. What's more, the fella sitting next to me is blonde and he's a weightlifter. The woman to your right is a blonde, and she's a pro wrestler. Think about it seriously, mister. You still want to tell that blonde joke?" The blind guy says, "Nah, not if I'm gonna have to explain it 5 times. Why did I get a divorce, you ask? Well, last week was my birthday. My wife didn't get me a present and didn't even wish me a happy birthday. My parents forgot, and so did my kids. I went to work and even my coworkers didn't wish me a happy birthday. As I entered my office, my secretary said, "Happy birthday, boss." At that moment, I felt so special. She then asked me out for lunch. After lunch, she invited me to her apartment. We went there and she said, "Do you mind if I go into the bedroom for a minute?" "Okay," I said. She came out 5 minutes later with a birthday cake, my wife, my parents, my kids, my friends, and my colleagues all yelling, "Surprise!" while I was waiting on the sofa. A person in a lab coat places a glass half filled with a yellow liquid in front of 4 people. Immediately, the first person pipes up, I see the glass is half full." This person is an optimist. The second person states, "Nah man, why would he bring us a half-full glass? He obviously drank some. It's now half empty." This person is a pessimist. The third person scoffs, "Why must you two argue? It's just a glass with liquid in it." This person is a realist. While the 3 of them bicker, the fourth person grabs the glass and downs the liquid. With a wipe of their sleeve, they exclaim, "I got thirsty listening to you guys, so I drank the liquid in the cup." This person is an opportunist. The person in the lab coat lets out an audible gag, before running to a nearby toilet and losing his lunch. This person is a urologist. This blonde decides one day that she is sick and tired of all these blonde jokes and how all blondes are perceived as stupid, so she decides to show her husband that blondes really are smart. While her husband is off at work, she decides that she is going to paint a couple of rooms in the house. The next day, right after her husband leaves for work, she gets down to the task at hand. Her husband arrives home at 5:30 and smells the distinctive smell of paint. He walks into the living room and finds his wife lying on the floor in a pool of sweat. He notices that she is wearing a ski jacket and a fur coat at the same time. He goes over and asks her if she is okay. She replies yes. He asks what she is doing. She replies that she wants to prove to him that not all blonde women are dumb, and she wants to do it by painting the house. He then asks her why she has a ski jacket over her fur coat. She replies that she was reading the directions on the paint can and they said, "For best results, put on 2 coats."